The chart that both you and I are looking at right here is a result of a single acute dose of a combination of green tea and ginger. And look at the results right there. A 7.7% increase in time to exhaustion, as well as, and this is my favorite, look at the fat to carbohydrate burn ratio we have right there as well. That is pretty amazing. And again, we're not talking the consumption of green tea and ginger over days or weeks. We are talking about a single dose prior to an exercise event. Now, to get a little bit more into the methodology as well, look at the synergy in science of green tea and ginger, and you see the intervention right there. Not a lot, but yet achieved pretty remarkable results, and especially increasing the efficiency, for example, with people like myself that like to train in really cold climates. The muscles get very tight, so it's a big boom for us, you and I. To proceed as follows, let's get right into the study. The synergistic effect of green tea extract and ginger supplementation on endurance performance and thermal perception in normothermic and cold environments. A randomized, placebo-controlled, double-blind crossover trial. That is the gold standard. Intro. The cold environments elicit distinct physiological responses that alter endurance performance and thermal homeostasis, particularly at temperatures below 10 degrees centigrade. Such conditions trigger non-shivering thermogenesis, elevated oxygen consumption, and shifting substrate metabolism towards increased fat oxidation, as indicated by reduced respiratory exchange ratio. While this metabolic adaptation may enhance energy efficiency, it is often accompanied by an increase in thermal discomfort and perceived exertion, which can result in early fatigue and impaired exercise performance. In this consideration, green tea extract and ginger have emerged as a promising ergogenic aid in sports nutrition field thanks to the bioactive constituents with well-documented physiological effects. Green tea enriched with catechins such as epigallocatechin gallate and caffeine enhances fat oxidation and increases energy expenditure, which may contribute to modest improvements in endurance performance during submaximal exercise, which we saw. This is not surprising since caffeine is known for its central nervous system stimulant effect, potentially reducing perceived exertion, while catechins facilitate lipolysis, thereby conserving glycogen reserves that are indispensable for exercising during prolonged activity. Real fast, there is the methodology. You can see basically the breakdown between each one, sources, so on and so forth, but that's for your perusal. To proceed, let's look at chart number 3. This gives you a little more detail what it does. It's quite surprising. Check this out. The perceived exertion, better. The thermal sensation, that's pretty significant. So people that were taking the green tea and the ginger felt less cold, obviously, than the placebo group, which obviously felt very cold. All right, and also too, muscle soreness. Those that train in cold climates are very familiar with the muscles getting very tight. In many cases, for example, like myself, I like to train all year long in multiple climates. It is tougher to train in cold climates than it is in warm climates, at least for me. And again, this is just achieved through a single acute dose of green tea and ginger. All right, to proceed forward, the conclusion. The present study demonstrates that green tea extract and ginger supplementation individually and in combination enhanced endurance performance, metabolic efficiency, and thermal perception. Just as a side note, the results or the outcomes we saw there was the combination one. All right, basically perception of recreationally active males under normothermic and cold conditions. Green tea alone increased time to exhaustion and reduced respiratory exchange ratio in normothermic conditions, got it right that time, indicating improved fat oxidation and endurance capacity. In cold conditions, the combination of green tea and ginger enhanced time to exhaustion, as we saw, lowered the respiratory exchange ratio, improved thermal sensation, and reduced muscle soreness. These effects are most pronounced in cold environments, where the combined supplementation mitigated the heightened physiological demands of cold exposure. At the time of this video, it's October, so you know why I'm doing this research review now. While amplifying metabolic benefits. To our knowledge, quoting, this is the first randomized double-blind crossover trial to systematically evaluate the supportive combined effects of green tea and ginger across different environmental conditions. And to bring it all home, let's check it out real fast. The takeaways right there. And of course, obviously, you can review and rewind because I know I do speak kind of fast. We have a very limited amount of time. And also, too, I want to look at the raw data. So if you want to break it down on your own, always go to the full study, which I do recommend, just in case there's something I miss. And as well, it's pretty cool. And the full study itself. Gratitude, as always, for the research. This yields us a very powerful tool for training in normothermic or cold conditions. Pretty darn cool. As well as I am grateful you watch and look forward to seeing what you and I both discover next week. Once again, I'll catch you all next time and see you next week. See you then. Bye.